A tunnel beneath the icy waters of the strait, one day linking the United States and Russia. Is that going to be the reality soon, connecting Asia and North America? A new development bringing that idea back into the spotlight? Russian presidential envoy saying Moscow and Washington are moving ahead with plans to continue designing a proposed underwater tunnel connecting Russia's Far East with Alaska. Dmitriev reportedly said a new agreement to advance the project's design work is expected to be signed soon. Let's break it down. The proposal reportedly envisions a rail and cargo corridor stretching roughly 110 kilometers beneath the strait, the narrow waterway that basically separates Russia and the United States by about 70 kilometers at its closest point. The project could reportedly cost around $8 billion and could be completed within 8 years. The idea of linking the two is not new. Political leaders have discussed a strait crossing for more than a century. During the Cold War, however, intense geopolitical rivalry between Washington and Moscow made such cooperation virtually impossible. Even after the Soviet Union collapsed, the concept remained largely theoretical. The proposal gained renewed attention last year when Dmitriev promoted the idea on social media and described it as a potential symbol of unity between the two countries. At the time, US President Donald Trump called the concept, quote-unquote, interesting idea. The project also surfaced ahead of a planned Trump-Putin meeting in Hungary in October 2025 that was later cancelled. Experts said the project could become more than an engineering achievement. It could create the first direct transportation link between North America and Eurasia, potentially open new trade routes and encourage economic cooperation between the two nations. History showing how major transport links can reshape economies. The Channel Tunnel connecting Britain and France, which opened in 1994, transformed travel and trade across the English Channel. The route now carries millions of passengers and millions of tons of freight every year, supporting significant cross-border economic activity and strengthening economic integration between the two countries. But the Strait project would face challenges, of course, on a completely different scale. Experts said funding, environmental concerns, sustained political cooperation between Moscow and Washington could present additional obstacles. The proposed route, cutting through one of the world's harshest environments, where temperatures can plunge far below freezing and sea ice dominating much of the year, the remote location would make construction, maintenance, and logistics exceptionally difficult and expensive. Engineers would also have to build supporting rail infrastructure across vast, sparsely populated regions of Alaska and eastern Siberia, where transportation networks remain limited. The distance between the strait and the nearest railway on the Russian side is nearly 3,000 kilometers away in Siberia. Similarly, on the American side, the nearest railway point in Alaska to the strait is around 850 kilometers. But renewed discussion suggests that one of the world's most ambitious infrastructure dreams is once again attracting serious attention, raising the possibility of a future link between the two countries and two continents that have long stood apart.